What is going on, everybody? Welcome back to the Civilization 5 East Asia AI only battle. We've had it's been pretty exciting so far. I hope you guys have enjoyed and agreed. It looks like it's been pretty popular, so that is good. We're going to keep going today. It's turn 260. We'll probably get to, I don't know, 280, 290. I haven't been keeping too much track of how quick it's going. I think we're making some good pace, though. So yeah, we'll get through this. We'll see what happens. Obviously, the big events at the moment. Ming is crumbling. I mean, they've still got a really good empire with what's left. You have two, 30 plus cities, and there's 24 here. Although this one's now dropping. Yeah, we'll see what happens to them. Obviously, it would be fantastic for Chiang Kai-shek's China if they could conquer all of this. We're obviously going to see what happens next for the People's Republic of China. With the Shah being dead, they obviously have to essentially pick a new target. And they've just unlocked XCOM squads, which is pretty good. Means they're near the end of the tech tree. We've seen Mongolia have a successful time against the Shah too. We'll see what they get up to. They have been at war with Ming. And, oh wow, they've built these boats up very quickly. Them and Korea. That could be an interesting naval battle here. Korea's obviously doing fantastic. Their population off the scale. It's going to be brutal for them in a war. And obviously they're starting to make a little bit of progress against Japan. For some reason I feel like they pieced out. But I'm not sure that's true. I have no idea. No, I don't think so. So yeah, that's a few things. Obviously, nuclear non-proliferation got voted in, so no nukes. So they're limited. Obviously, Burma seems to have quite a few, which I don't remember counting before, but there we go. They have quite a few nukes, as do some of the other civs. And some don't have any. Those poor civs. And Japan, well, they've already been hit with their fair share. They didn't even get to build a retaliatory one. So pretty rough for them. They definitely got nuked quite a bit. And we'll see. Okay, and again, Korea using their only nuke, I think, that they had. The only one left. They can't rebuild that. And they just smash one straight into Tokyo there again. And this one looks like this has spread really far. Maybe it hadn't loaded it all in. Maybe they haven't actually, because it's still the defense. I think it just loaded in the radiation. We're all good. But yeah, it took a while to load in. But yeah, as you see, Japan, just a radioactive wasteland, essentially, at the moment. Do have a few boats up here to the north staying well hidden, but no nukes here either, just zeros. Couple of zeros here, couple here to defend themselves, but yeah, no nuclear weapons. Southeast Asia is very peaceful as well. We had the fall of the Khmer, so we didn't really see anything come from that. Here we go, Burma. What are you gonna do? Give us something big. Go on. No, never mind. Champa, your turn. Go on, do it. You can do it. Also, I'm a few episodes. I think I'm a couple of episodes ahead. But someone left a comment. They actually did the maths on the military to population ratios, and they discovered that Japan actually had the highest. Mainly because they have the lowest population, and I think they probably also had the smallest military. But this game doesn't scale population particularly well, right? Korea. This isn't a very good world simulation. You know, no one is ever going to have a billion, even on a world map or whatever. No one ever has a billion. Korea, with like the 100-odd million they have now, is probably the highest I've ever seen. Even though we've seen like maybe bigger empires, just however it's like I've tried to explain, and I'm sure you guys understand. But like the difference between this city and this one, right? The 42 to 43, that difference is so much bigger than, say, the difference between this 25 and probably this 10. Like, it's probably bigger. Like, I would, maybe that's a bit of an extreme, but yeah, definitely like this 25 to 23, right? This one jump is a much bigger number than this, but it's still like it's gonna have to go a long way to reach a billion. You'd probably need like 5 or 6 50 pop 60 pop cities to get a billion on that number, which isn't gonna happen. So there you go. But in terms of we can actually use the graphs a bit more now. Population, there is Korea having a bit of a leap forward. Ming was actually so close, look, to catching them, and then it all fell apart. Mongolia, I believe, is now this civ here. Having their sort of right. No one's really climbing though with population. Korea is still sort of going up in little increments. Everyone else here is like a flat line, apart from this blue civ, which I think is China. Maybe that. Yeah, it must be China. No, that is Chiang Kai-shek's China all the way down here. So that must be Burma, who are climbing up pretty quickly, which is very impressive. Credit to, but I don't know how that's even feasible, but fair enough. I mean, these cities are pretty big. Again, same logic, right? This China has a lot of 15s and 17s. the gaps to these 33s are massive. Oh, they only have one at 32 actually. Oh no, 33 here. So yeah, there you go. It does make sense. Somewhere in there, I'm getting my point across. But it's surprising someone like Mongolia isn't closer. I mean, they have so many more. I mean, they have so many 20 population cities, but I guess that just further highlights my point. But we'll just keep going. At the moment, there is no real sieges going on. I mean, this China is sort of getting ready to go for the next wave of cities. And Japan is doing okay for now. I can't actually tell. Maybe they have peaced out. No, maybe not if these boats are here. Ming still has plenty of boats as well, so it's quite interesting. They're not a terrible civ right now. It's just they're really struggling in the mainland. And, you know, momentum is definitely with this China. You'd expect them to probably at least grab these coastal cities. And the question is, can they build a navy to rival the Mongolia or a Korea out here? Because these two, I think, are definitely... Prepare it. They look like they're both building up out of fear of each other, but they may never actually attack each other. Although, as I think we know, I might be getting things wrong here. I think manufacturing, Mongolia is well out in front, and they have been for a very long time, actually. But, I don't know. Where is military on this? Why? I think it's on the first page. Mongolia has shot up in military to first place. Whoever this is has curved off. I think that must be the Shan states in second. Or New Siam, one or the other. And the Champa is still up there, but these guys have curved off. You can see People's Republic of China is the only other civ that's really climbing at the moment. So even Korea wasn't necessarily anything in comparison. You see they're building some giant death robots. That will be caused by the nuclear non-proliferation sort of treaty, because they probably use their uranium for the buildings that you can build with it, the factories and stuff, the nuclear power plant. But yeah, obviously they can't build any atomic bombs or nuclear missiles, so they can build giant death robots, whereas usually they would opt for the nuclear missiles and the atomic bombs over the giant death robots. That is not the case here. This city still seems to be growing pretty quickly. So there's a chance Korea gets 3 above 40. And at that point, we're talking a very big population number. I don't know what it actually is at right now. 131 million. So double, nearly, not quite. They're 9 million away from being double Mongolia, who are second. And, you know, almost 3 times some of these other civs. Ming is still in 5th, despite all their losses. In fact, even though they've lost quite a lot to this other China, they still have more people than this China in total. That's crazy. It's probably going to change, sadly. But yeah, I mean, again, it just shows you having one big city is much better in Civ 5 than having like 5 small ones, right, that add up to the same amount. In Civ 6, I think it's completely the opposite, right? It's better to have a load of 5 and 4 population cities, which is a bit confusing, but that's the way it goes. You can't have everything. I don't know. It doesn't really matter, does it? It just encourages different types of gameplay, which is fine. But here we go. What's going to happen? We've hit the first, I'd say, sort of quiet point. That is not what I was expecting to happen. That is very random. The Jar, of course, have survived. They actually have a spaceship factory being built here, or spaceship launch thing. I think it's called the spaceship factory, isn't it, in this? I'm playing so much Civ 6 now that I'm getting them confused. Can you see that? There's like a sea under that cloud. Definitely shouldn't be there, but you can actually kind of just see the coast underneath the cloud. See the water just like passing, like definitely here, look. Very weird. But yeah, Japan's obviously not going to do anything to the Jar, and Korea's the only civ that really can do anything to them. Come on, guys, you know you want to. Give us just, I mean, it would be an absolute bloodbath. There's so many units down here. It would be such a mess. But wouldn't that be great, right? That's what we love to see in these games. That is the whole point in these games. So that's just what we want to see, really. World religion, Buddhism did fail. But, what's this? Korea was embargoed. So that's going to hurt. I think Korea had one of the better gold incomes at the very least. They were second. That's going to take a big hit now because there's no one to trade with, right? And the embargoes really hurt you in these games. It's not... In vanilla Civ, if there's city-states around on a normal map, you can trade with them and you'll get by. But here, this big military is really going to struggle now. Because, yeah, that's probably, what, 7 or 8 trade routes. If they're cargo ships, they're maybe making 30 to 40 gold per turn at this point. That's, you know, that's about 200 gold per month. Per turn, sorry, wrong game. EU4 now coming in. But that is going to be... That's pretty painful too. Daejeon? Either way, I don't know why I'm struggling with this. We just say it once and move on. It doesn't matter whether it's right or not. That's interesting though. That might... I don't know how that will affect Seoul. We've seen it before, where cities like get put near a big one. You'll see the big one drained of population pretty quickly, and this one grow pretty quickly. Which again, I wouldn't recommend, based on my assumptions of how the maths of city populations work. But there you go, whatever. Because obviously, say if this drops to 35 and this rapidly goes up to 8, that's not worth it, in my mind anyway, of how I think it works. I might be wrong, but that's how I'm thinking it works. So we'll stick with that for now. And just go from there, really. Just see what happens. But yeah, that's my thoughts on it. There we go. We've had 10 minutes of it. I'm really just hoping we get a war pretty soon that we can keep an eye on, have a little watch of, just something. I mean, I'm sort of relying on this China right now, and they're just letting us down. They do have some planes here now, so there's a hope. I guess that's something. A hope's always good. There's, you know, you can't let the hope burn out. I don't know what I'm saying at this point. I'm just reaching for like some Star Wars references. I don't know. We need a new hope. They have unique units. I think we've covered this before. Oh, what the heck? Did you... Oh yeah, this got nuked ages ago. Again, it just loads in when you finally zoomed in enough for it to show me all the radiation. Took a little while. Mongolia has completed Big Ben. There we go. That's been a while. Mongolia. I don't know if they've got many wonders in this game. So they have a ton of planes. Oh my goodness. 10 here. You sure you had all these before the nuclear non-proliferation? We got some civs breaking the rules. I don't know. They have 7 more over here. Oh my goodness. 3 more atomic bombs. Okay, Mongolia is looking strong right now, to say the least. They've got 31 turns to not blow it, and I'm pretty certain they would have to win. Like, they're doing so well at this point. Yeah, surely. Surely at this point. I think they are, you know, old faithful, I guess. Back to winning ways when it came down to it in Asia. But I have no idea who's going to come second, because Korea's not great at everything. They've been good at technology, but they're not even #1 in that. Like, Burma is ahead of them. So we'll see what happens. It could be a real mess in that leaderboard once you probably, like I said, get past Mongolia. I think they probably will be first. But beyond them, absolutely anything could sort of occur. So it'll be quite interesting to see. Fighters, bombers, what else we got? Fighter, atomic bomb, bombers, Great War Bomber and a bomber. A lot of stuff there for Burma. New Siam, plenty of planes too. A lot of XCOM squads in here. I feel like every civ is going to be at the end of the tech tree by turn 300, so it probably won't include technologies in the results. But that's okay. I don't know what I'm even going to do, because normally I do a top 10, but I think there's only 12 or 11 left now. I think it's still 12 because the Shah didn't die. We can just check here. Well, not too much going on. If we go to the world rankings, yeah, there's 12 civs still competing. So a top 5 doesn't even really have that much prestige to it anymore, right? So we'll probably do a top 5 just because it makes sense. But there we go. But as it stands, there you go. These are the populations. The Shah with 1 million people, and they are surrounded by Korea, South Korea, or Korea, yeah, with 134 million. That is kind of like the real life China being next to sort of like a North Korea kind of thing. I know North Korea is not that small, like 1 million. This is way bigger contrast. But the fact there's 130 million more people. When you think about it, although you'd think the Shah would be a worse place to live, there's a lot more space here, you know, per person. There's a lot more land. Whereas here, there's 140 million people sharing all of this small area. Now, Seoul has not been affected, and this city has grown to 4 population already, so maybe I was wrong. Maybe Korea's going to be fine. I see Incheon here has hit 36 as well. Chengdu here up in the tundra has managed to get to 28. These are quite special population numbers from Korea. Yeah, that's not normal. That's very rare. I don't know how they're doing it, but they've made the most of a small amount of resources. You know, they're not the biggest civ in the world. How are you messing this up so badly? What the heck are you doing? And Burma, what are you doing? How is this going so wrong for you guys? Why can't you just take these cities? This one's too... They do have a good defense. Like 180 sounds high. I mean, compared to theirs, it's very high. So maybe that's hurting them. But it's just ridiculously bad. They do have planes, some bombers, some jet fighters. That should be enough to help out. I guess the problem is the bombers might... I guess the planes might die against this kind of city defense. I've had it before. You know, the first one at least dies. Maybe the rest of the pack are okay. But yeah, it can be a bit rough. Let's explore everyone's most interesting topic: the international trade routes of the Pacific Ocean, Western Pacific Ocean. So we got Burma trading from Rangoon up to, I think it's Xi'an in Japan there. I obviously can't scroll too far without it disappearing, so that doesn't help. Another one from Yangon. This one's to Kyoto in Japan. And another Burmese ship here going to Tokyo. Here we go, most literate. Yes, 9 of the 12 civs have reached the top tech level. Mongolia's 3 away now. Ming is 6 away, and the Xia are 8 away. Maybe the Xia won't make it in the next 28 turns. But don't worry, I've mentioned the results at 300. We will push beyond that. I'm not sure if we will we'll keep doing it, just watching everything. I don't know. It depends what's going on, really. Because it seems like this is the first time it's fizzled out, so I'm not too concerned where we're sort of sat right now, and I'm rambling on about stuff. But yeah, there's going to be sort of times, maybe as we go on, where less and less maybe happens as they get stronger. Everyone who remains gets stronger. You know, there's no tech advantages pretty much anymore, apart from a few civs. And obviously, you wouldn't consider say anyone has an advantage over Mongolia. So that really just limits the Xia, who Korea may eliminate at some point. And then, who's the other one who wasn't quite there? Ming, who everyone is still trying, and it's not quite working out just yet. I think this China's just got greedy. I think they just wanted the 32 pop first, and they've sort of really messed it up. They should just focus on these ones and then gone over here. But they've messed that up. We'll see if they can turn it around. They need to. Hopefully at some point, if they want to have a better game here. Want to keep climbing. Don't really know if they would be in my top 5. I guess maybe I should try and give a guess top 5 right now, without looking at the info addicts. And I've completely forgotten what they were like anyway at turn 250. I'm guessing Mongolia wins right now. They are the biggest civ in the world. I'm guessing, you know, they've stolen a lot of wonders. They've got a lot of great works from conquering cities. Biggest military, biggest production, those sorts of things. Most land area. Those sorts of ones I'm guessing they have won. Well, demographics can give a base overview there. There's pretty dominance. Biggest economy as well. Most soldiers. Korea still leading for population. Burma doing very well with literacy. But yeah, so I think Mongolia is probably going to win. As of right now, I don't know. It would take something pretty big to stop that right now. I don't even think, like, if all of their neighbours teamed up, it might not be enough. I'm just being honest. They would really struggle with it. But look at all these units. This is getting ridiculous. So yeah, I think Mongolia is definitely number 1. Now, in no particular order. So this is just the other 4. I don't know what order they're in. This is really tough. Let's rule out some civs, right? There's 12 left. So the Xia, they're not going to be in it. So that's 11 left. Japan's not going to be in it. My pick, sadly, that's 10. So that leaves 10. I don't think Ming will be in it anymore. I think they might still somehow, you know, just with how the statistics sort of look, they might still be in there right now, but I don't think they'll be in there come the end. So I think that's 9 left. Siam, this Siam, I think is sadly just not really done anything. I don't think they're that good. I mean, they're at the end of the tech tree, but compared to, like, they're not as good as anyone next to them, right? Out of all these civs here in Southeast Asia, they're the worst. I mean, I don't know, that's a guess. Burma, they're sort of similar to Burma in terms of strength, but Burma's doing really good, as we've seen, with technology, which I guess we're not counting, so maybe that's a bit, I don't know. But yeah, either way, I'd put Burma above this Siam. So that's 8 remaining. But of the remaining 8, I don't really know. I'd probably remove this Siam just because they're not as good as the Shan states. Again, that's just a relative one. And Champa, I think, would beat them as well. And this is just going down to military. Obviously, I'm ignoring a lot of the other stats now. Japan and Korea did just peace out, and Japan got rid of Kyoto, and they built a giant death robot. Maybe it can fight Godzilla. That'd be a movie and a half for this universe. No spoilers. I haven't seen the new one yet. Dang it! Why would I even say that? It's coming, isn't it? No spoilers. I mean, it's assuming they don't die. Like, come on. But please no. Anyway, so this Siam's out. You'll lose all your AI battles if there's a spoiler. There you go. Don't do it. 7 to go. I think of my top 7. Champa and New Siam I'm keeping in for now as contenders, but I'm gonna then remove Burma just because I don't think they're better than these two. So that leaves 6. And then I'm going to remove this China just because they don't look... I know they've just conquered a lot of cities, but it takes a while to turn that into being a good civ. And they're not quite there yet. So I would have PR China, People's Republic of China, Korea, Shan States, and the Champa probably is my top 5. I think that's heavily biased towards military size, though. And, like, prospect of what they could do with their military as opposed to the actual stats. So sorry, but I didn't look, so I think that's fair enough. But they're my top 5 right now. Let me know what yours is, with 25 turns to go till we do the actual results. Again, not too important, but it will decide the shout-outs. But like I said, anyone who picked Mongolia, you're probably getting a shout-out. That's all we'll say for now. Come on, we have had no wars declared this episode. No, do we have one? We have one. Japan versus the Jar. That's all we've got in the 15 turns we've gone through today. I was hoping for a bit more, but you know, we can't have everything, right? We've got to... This has been a very exciting series, so I think having one slow episode doesn't hurt anyone. I can just play with some of the menus, obviously. That's what I've been doing. Let's have a look. Bigger cities. How's it looking? So Korea still now with the top 3 biggest cities in the world. And 3 of the top 6, as Hangzhou is now up to 33 as well. New Siam with the other 2 in 4th and 5th there. Both at 35, 33. Shanghai's in the 30 club at 31. Burma have a couple over 30. And Mongolia's capital, the only other city now over 30. The fairly large Ming cities drop below. There's another Korean city, then another Ming city, another People's Republic of China city, a couple of Mongolian cities, another People's Republic of China, and then the Shan State's capital. Just that's the over 25 club. How are the religions doing? I think it's pretty close, isn't it? Yeah, 2018, 16, 15. They're all, you know, 5 in it. Wouldn't say that's a huge difference, but the Liao is actually Liao is sort of dead, so their religion's doing pretty well. Surprised. I'm guessing it's maybe spreading through. Yeah, it's spreading through Mongolia and over to the People's Republic of China, so that makes some sense. And the Khmer are sort of the best alive civ religion-wise, and Korea's is also doing okay at 18 and 16. Shan States in 15. Yeah, Taoism from China not doing so well, although it's still hung around. Still in 3 cities, but I think it's spread to random places. It's spread to like here and here, which I think are as far as away from any other religion as you're going to find. I know Catholicism's sort of over here, but they're still pretty far away. So yeah, these might just stay like that, and I think the other one might be Beijing is not converted yet. No, Beijing's unconverted. I don't know where the other one is. It's somewhere. Probably another island somewhere. I don't know actually. Now I'm curious. Where is it? Where is the other Tao? Is it Taoism? Don't know. Where's the other one with the yin and yang symbol? There's 2 there. Oh, a city did fall. Oh, finally they got it done. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. It worked out for you. If you go get these 2 now, I'll be happy. Not super happy because I kind of wanted to pick Ming and I didn't because I thought I'd jinx them. You see, I was reverse psychology in it, and it didn't quite work either. I actually know. Who did I? I'm trying to remember. Oh. Trying to remember. I think if you remember back before this series started, it feels ages ago now. It was only like 3 weeks. There was a week before that where I said episode 1 was ready, and then it had to be cancelled because North Korea was in the game and they broke. So it was exactly the same except there was North Korea. But I think I picked the Shan states in that one. So there you go. They've done well here, but obviously there is evidence of that. I think. Well, there was until I probably deleted it to save hard drive space, but. There you go. never mind. Doesn't matter too much. Who is this? Burma versus the Jar. That is not so big. But, there we go. Whatever. Second war. Both wars that we've got so far have been completely meaningless. But we can't... What more can we ask for? Yeah, we've had a fantastic series. Gotta have a bad episode. Bit of a stinker every now and then. That's fair enough. It was coming. We'll see what happens. Sure, something big will come at some point. Like, at some point, there's got to be a huge war between two of them. I think we've had the victory as well, right? Was it Korea? I may have... yeah, it was Korea won the sides victory, so... I feel like eventually they are just going to go hungry and start killing each other. Especially once everyone's embargoed. Like, at that point, they're just going to start eating each other. Who was doing the best for score? Mongolia is well out in front. Then it is actually this China... Oh, no, sorry. Korea's in second. This China's third. There's a big drop again to fourth, which I think is Mao. PR China there at 1,800. Then I think the next best is New Siam. So that's a little different to my top 5. So... And again, scores are good. It's not the best measure, but it is an aggregated measure of everything. So it's kind of the closest thing to, predicting my top 5 probably is this. So it has Mongolia at 1, Korea at 2, Chiang Kai-shek's China at 3, Mao's China 4, and 5th it had New Siam. So I didn't have New Siam. Oh no, sorry, is that the... Sorry, it has... Oh yeah, sorry, New Siam here, not the Shan states there. So I didn't have New Siam, and I didn't have Chiang Kai-shek's China. So maybe I've underestimated those two, especially Chiang Kai-shek's China. But again, it depends what goes into score and what shows in the info addicts. Who knows? They're kind of the anomaly sieve here. A lot of these ones are small with big population. Korea's medium with big populations. Mongolia is massive with medium populations. And these guys are kind of like a mini Mongolia. They're not... They're probably going to take a bit longer. They're kind of on the same path as Mongolia. Similar sized cities. Lots of them now. But, yeah, they're a long way. Mongolia have had ages. Look, there was a point only a couple of episodes ago. They only had a few boats. Now they have, not hundreds, but, loads of them. They have more aircraft carriers here than they actually have enough planes to, go on. It's pretty ridiculous. But there we go. Just what you like to see. Nothing too ridiculous from the AI. What's that? Oh, we got another war. 2 wars. Both, sadly, against the Shah. We tried, guys. I tried to will them into it, but it wasn't happening. just more wars against the Shah. Just what you need. We'll take it, I guess. We'll have to accept that. It's the least we could get. So, what more can we ask for? We're going to hit turn 280 and the turn of a new millennium. There we go. We caught a cool moment there. We can have some fireworks, celebrate. There are some cities falling. Chiang Kai-shek he's pulling us all together. He's doing a job on Ming. But I think just to do with, because of the turn timer, I think that'll be a perfect time to wrap this episode up this turn. But there we go. China getting a big peace deal with the Shah. That's what we're talking about. But that will be the conclusion. I'm just hoping that no cliffhangers get thrown on us here. I mean, cliffhangers are great, right? But not once I've started doing the usual stuff at the end. Do I trust Mongolia? Yeah, they're boring. Come on. I'm trying to push them to it, but no. Thank you so much for watching. As always, if you have enjoyed, be sure to leave a like and a comment down below. Be sure to subscribe as well if you are new to the channel. And if you are already subscribed, I would really appreciate it if you could turn on notifications for the channel. It does really help. Probably, I don't know, it's a difficult algorithm. I'm just going with something different. The like, comment, and subscribe thing's not been working out. So we're going with the notifications. But thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you in the next one.